Hey guys, Jay Sini here and welcome to another episode on the Australian Wealth Channel. And today we're going to be talking about my biggest money mistakes. Okay, so there's a lot of mistakes out there that you can make with money, and most people make a hell of a lot of them. And it's all just part of the process of learning over time. Obviously you can't be expected to be the best with everything unless you've had some experience with it. So there's some things that I've learned along the way, which have been big money mistakes, which I thought it'd be worth sharing with the audience here. So that way, you're not making these mistakes and you can learn from mine. And the more information you get about these kind of topics, the better it is, because that way, you can do better with your money. So if you guys could like and subscribe to the channel, that'd be fantastic. Really helps to get these videos out to more people. And if you think I've got something valuable to say, that'd be great. Love you guys to subscribe. So my biggest money mistakes. Number one is not taking investing and taking money seriously sooner. Now this is a big one, and this is a big one because of things such as compound interest and just business in general. So what I mean by that, I'm going to start with the money side first and then we'll talk about investing. So through the first half of my 20s, I spent a lot of time having a lot of fun and not worrying too much about finance. And you know what? I had a great time doing it. And I wouldn't change it because I had a lot of great experiences and we did a lot of great things. But I think what I could have done was start taking money a little bit more seriously by starting a business a little bit earlier that could have had great returns and learning a little bit more. And I think I'd be able to be a little bit further along the journey if I'd done that. So it's really easy to only start thinking about money once you get to your 28th, 29th birthday, 30s, that kind of thing. But I think for pretty much everyone, it's much more important to be thinking about that kind of thing early. Now, it's great to be out there and having a lot of great experiences. Absolutely. I had a great time doing that. But I think it's really important that as soon as you can, you start getting a focus on how you're going to grow your wealth. Now, this is very important. And I think if I'd started taking this seriously from when I was about 18, 19, I'd probably be a millionaire now. So that's one thing. The second part of that is investing. Now, what we've seen in the last probably 10 years or so is the stock market has run up massively. It's been huge gains in the market, and this continues over time. The market continues to grow higher and higher. And of course, we have the effect of compound interest on top of that. So putting money away, it continues to grow at a faster and faster rate the longer you put it in the market. So with more time in the market, you're going to very likely get a better return. So I think by starting to invest sooner rather than later, then you're going to get much better results for your money in the long run. Okay, so that is the first one, not taking money and investing seriously sooner. If there's anyone that's viewing the channel that's 18, 19, now is the time to really start focusing on that. So once you get to like 25 or 28, you're not going, oh crap, I've got nothing. Okay, so the sooner you can start, the better. Okay, now the next big money mistake for me, and I think a lot of people have also had this money mistake, is focusing on short-term trading. Now, there's a saying out there, 90% of all traders lose money. Some have even said 93% of all traders lose money, and it's very true. A lot of people lose money because they just kind of put into stocks and they just don't do what they're expecting them to do. So the reason brokerage platforms love CFDs, which is contracts for difference, where you're just betting on the price and you don't actually own the underlying asset, is because it's so easy to make money off people and they offer massive amounts of leverage. Now, brokerages want you to use as much leverage as you possibly can because it means that you're going to get stopped out of positions so much faster. That's why they offer this massive amount of leverage that you see on, like, say, oil and Forex, where you can trade massive amounts of money with only a little bit of your own capital. And you know what? You might think that you're right with your short-term trades. And you know what? Maybe you are in a sort of a short to medium term. But chances are, if you're using a lot of leverage, then you're going to get stopped out of that position in the wrong way, just by virtue of it being so tight. So you might think, oh, well, if I've got $2,000, that's great. I can leverage 20,000. It is so easy to get stopped out of positions, even if you're right in the long run. I did this a little bit with oil. We saw that the price of oil absolutely went through the floor. And unless you can catch the bottom, right at the bottom, then chances are you're going to get stopped out. And I got stopped out on one of those positions. I had some longer term oil futures contracts, which performed really well. But of course, I used a little bit of leverage to bet on the price of oil bouncing back very fast. But of course, I didn't catch the bottom. There was further for it to fall. And that stopped me out. So unfortunately, I lost some of that money. But I did make up on the long-term gain of oil where I'd actually just bought the futures contracts. So if you're looking at trading, it's something you've got to be really careful of. Don't over leverage. You need to be really confident and, just test it out first. You don't have to go and put money in straight away. There's a lot of platforms out there that will allow you to trade for free. And that way you can learn your strategy, you can get better. But it's really important to know that the odds are not stacked in your favor. Okay, and the last money mistake that I want to talk about in this video is that I relied on one source of income for too long. Now, anyone that has a job usually just has one source of income. They go to their work and they get paid for that and then they come home. Now, this year especially has shown that there is a serious problem with that kind of idea. Jobs are incredibly unstable and we saw how quickly so many people lost work because of the current illness. So, for me, years ago, I was relying just on the one source of income to get me through. Now, this was fine, but the thing was, it wasn't helping to really grow my wealth. So it wasn't until a little bit later where I started to learn from a lot of people, and they introduced me to the idea of multiple sources of income. Like they're saying most millionaires have at least 7 different sources of income, which is a big number for a lot of people. So it's very important to diversify your wealth. So that way, if one thing goes down, you're not completely done. You have multiple streams coming in and you continue to survive and live comfortably. So that's something I've really focused on over the last probably 5 years or so, is looking at building up those sources of income. So please don't rely on just one source. If you have a job, then that is fantastic, but maybe you can look at starting a side hustle in something that you really love. And if you're doing it right, that side hustle might become the main thing. And that way you've got something that you really love doing and you can make a fair bit of money with it. So relying on multiple sources of income is much safer than relying on just the one. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'd love to hear about your money mistakes. And I think it's really important to talk about your mistakes so that way people can learn and hopefully they don't make the same mistakes and they can get to their financial goals a little bit quicker. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps to get these videos out to more people so that they can learn about mistakes and things they should or shouldn't do when it comes to stocks, finance, real estate investing, and business. So thank you so much, and we'll see you later.